1 minute. Council, check your microphones, please.
Working.
Call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here. Here. Here. Here.
We have an invocation by J. Lee Vogler Jr., followed by a pledge of allegiance. I ask everyone to please stand.
Father God, we come to you tonight at a time of hope and optimism as we reach the end of what has been a dark period for not just here in our city, but here across our country and across the world, but where there is a sense of hope and optimism that we are reaching better days ahead. Lord, we are thankful for this time that we have been able to come together and to build and to be stronger and now look forward to brighter days ahead. Lord, we are thankful and we know that all great things come through you. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to say good evening to those who are here and those who are viewing. We will have a special announcement in recognition. Robert David, good evening and welcome back, our Youth and Gang Violence Prevention Coordinator. He has some announcements and some introductions for us. Robert, good evening to you and glad to see you.
I can't hear him very well, Mayor.
Okay, you're going to have to start all over again.
Okay.
Glad to be here. Thank you, Madison. Thank you.
Most of you know we received a grant from the Office of Juvenile Justice Delinquency Prevention last year for $500,000. That grant was to expand Project Imagine. Part of that expansion was the hiring of 3 new outreach workers. Those outreach workers are the tentacles of the work that I was already doing, and we're able to reach more people. Today, I would like to present the council those 3 individuals that were hired. Ms. Kiva Frazier, you come on up, Ms. Curtis Artis, and Mr. Chad Martin. It's been 3 weeks since they started, and we are really doing a lot of great work. I'm excited about the work we're doing, touching people that, those individuals who gang affiliated or at risk or whatever the case may be that may have been endangering to doing criminal behavior or maybe even dying in the streets. We're able to reach those individuals now. And so it's going to be kind of a synergistic process of whatever Project Imagine was is going to be even better. And these guys have a passion that, and you guys know me, I'm passionate. So they have a passion that matches mine. So we're going to do some great work. Ms. Frazier, you just like to say a couple of things?
Thank you all for having me. Look forward to what we can do together for our city.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be working with Mr. David, Ms. Shakiva, and Mr. Chad Martin.
Mr. Mayor, I think I have to start coming more to more meetings because the last time I looked and saw the vice mayor, he wasn't such a seasoned saint. And so just to see that my friend Mr. Miller and Mr. Vogler, how you doing? And everybody else on council, thank you for allowing us to come here tonight. And thank you for allowing us the positions in Danville so we can help make a difference.
So if I have a minute to kind of explain what the expansion is.
Definitely.
Project Imagine initially was a workforce readiness program, and not so much about the work, but it was about making a relationship to be able to contact those individuals who felt like they didn't have a way or any resources. What Project Imagine is now, Project Imagine is a kind of a holistic approach, a systematic approach to providing resources to those individuals, not just addressing the individual, but addressing the family's needs as well, because if you're going to improve the youth, you're going to have to make some improvements in the family. So the process is when we bring an individual in, they will go through a 15-hour training, which entails Clifton Strength-Based Assessment. The Clifton Strength-Based Assessment, hence what it is. We create goals based on not what they are not, but what they are, their strengths. After they're assessed, it shows their strength. We take those strengths and we create goals for those individuals. Case of life skills on how to workforce readiness, getting ready, prepared for work, because unlike the other Project Imagine, every youth that comes in may not necessarily work, because if you place a youth in a job and they're not ready to work, then you're kind of setting them up for failure. And that's what the assessments are about. And so we give them the 15 hours of training. After that, we take the goals and we place those individuals with an outreach worker. And the job of the outreach worker is to assist these individuals in achieving those strength-based goals, whatever it might be. Even out of the box, if an individual desires to do something like play the guitar, may not have the resources, may not have the wherewithal, but if that's part of his strength and that's something that is going to gravitate to him towards operating in society with more positive ways, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to find some ways to make that happen. So Project Imagine has expanded greatly. It's way more than just workforce readiness and relationships. It's about a holistic approach. One thing I like to say, when you create a program for a problem. You create a system for solutions. And so what we've done with Project Imagine is we created a system that when we drop a young man in that system, we've got all these entities in the city. Every program that the young man may need, we go get them and we pull them and we place them on that young person. That's the difference, and that's going to be the strength of what we do, the work that we're doing now.
Well, let me just say so much. Thank you, Robert. You've been busy for quite some time, ever since you stepped into Danville, and you've been extremely busy in the work that you've done and have done. I mean, you and I talk often. Question I have is, oftentimes council members, people in the community get calls, and I get them, it hasn't been quite often lately, in regards to a parent that says, I just need some help with this child. You mentioned boys. Can parents call you and your group, because you got a power team behind you? I mean, that's Wonder Power, Activate behind you, because they are very busy and been busy for quite some time, and I think all of us know that. You got a council member from Martinsville behind you. Curtis has been very active, and Shakeev is they can relate to the young people. My question is, if parents who are viewing this, and they're having a tough time trying to get that young person back on track, and we talk all the time about parental involvement, is this something that you and your team can help parents?
Give us a call.
Can you give that number?
It is my personal, you can call my cell phone, it's 434-250-8480. And I know I say boys a lot.
Do it again, because sometimes.
434-250-8480. And I know I say young men, but we have young women in the program as well. So that's just kind of something that I say.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm very passionate about it. I see council members, you see all the hands, so there's a lot of questions, but I want to thank your team. Some of your family members are here. I ask the families to please stand up, families of the workers. She's back there videotaping. Thank you all so much, too. Thank you.
Robert, first, thank you. I was reading a report yesterday about how violent crime is on the rise in cities across the nation, but yet I thought where we're not seeing it on the rise is here in Danville, and that's because leadership matters. And that's your leadership, that's the leadership of Chief Booth, and a number of the folks who are in the room here tonight. So I want to thank you. I mean, I think folks have some idea of the work that you've done, but really, I think we could talk all night long about the impact that you've had already, and with the team that you've got behind you, I am incredibly excited about the work that's going to happen next. Yes. So I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank you and let folks know who are watching at home. You have no idea the work that is happening But I think folks are starting to see the results of it. And so, again, it's a credit to you and the entire team of everyone that's made that happen. So thank you.
You know, Councilman Saunders told us, Councilman Vogler, that Danville is on the map. You know it's something when Robert can recruit a city council member from Martinsville. Councilman Campbell.
I just wanted to say thank you for the work that you're doing in the community. Ditto was already been said, and we can see a difference. But my question to you, could you just tell us basically how many kids are you ministering to now?
Right now, just since these guys have come on and they're go-getters, we have a training on the 25th, and we have 14 youth, male and female.
Okay, and the process of reaching out, gaining more is like, I just want to be redundant again, that they just call you
Right.
and take it from there. So if a young person has committed some type of violation, and does the officer or the judge or somebody will refer young people to you?
That's been done. The judges have referred to me, as well as officers in the field, which we have a great working relationship with PD. If they run into a young person they feel like meet the criteria, they'll refer them. So we get referrals from everywhere. And if they don't meet the criteria to be in Project Imagine, we don't turn them away. What we do is we seek resources to assist them.
One more question, Mr. Mayor.
That's fine.
In reference to gang violence in the community, I think that has gone down quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
So when you hear of certain things, what is your approach? How do you engage into making a difference in that? I'm just
When I hear, like, if there's something about to happen, I use the community. There are many times when we may have heard some things, or there's been some ruffles that could have potentially been fatal. I reach out to Danville. I reach out to the relationships, and I'm like, hey, do you know this guy? Hey, can you help us? And there's too many stories to tell about how effective that's been in stopping, violence and things like that. So thank you guys for your accolades, but all I've done was activated the city, activated the community to take responsibility and be engaged. And I think that's the biggest plus out of all of this, is that the citizens of Danville, the agencies of Danville, are engaged in this fight and for the betterment of the city. So that's what I've done since day one.
thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I see our superintendent is here, and you've been doing a lot of work in our school system, not only in the city, but you and I last year was in the county, the year before last was in the county. Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. David, thank you so much for what you're doing. I know your staff members, and they are great people, and they will do a great job. I do have two questions, and I realize your work is very discreet. So whatever response you want to give me, that's fine. One is, about what percentage of your clients are female, roughly?
Right now, at the 14, we have how many? Two. So 2 out of the 14 right now.
Okay, and this one, don't know how you're going to answer it. Do you have a 24/7 operation?
I was 24/7, has been since day one.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Dr. Miller? Dr. Miller?
If there's any question of the dedication and passion this man and his associates bring to this job, this man just gave you his personal cell phone,
Yeah.
24/7.
Let's give it out again. 434-250-8480. Mark, put it on the screen. 434-250-8480.
Call me.
And I was coming in here about 2 weeks ago, and I ran into Chad Martin, my friend from Martinsville, and I said, I thought he's over here checking us out, spying or something like this, and he's working for the city now.
You notice he didn't give his cell phone number.
No, he didn't give his cell phone number. But welcome to all of you.
I'd rather get that call than a call later. That's the way I feel about it. Call me early.
Thank you.
Councilman Mayo and then Councilman Whittle.
Chad, boy, you don't have to worry about it. I have your phone number. But anyhow, Robert, kudos to you, because behind you, I always use this emphasis of a good coach when he can recruit a good staff, and you have done that. Those individuals behind you are advocates in the community, and they work so hard, and they continue to work hard. I can see this elevating, and from what you've heard with all the council members asking the questions, which includes with our crime rate, I can see it just diminishing because you have a group that's going to be behind it every minute, every hour of the day. And I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you, and keep doing the job that you're doing, because they've even reached out to me, Mayor, and it's dear to my heart to work with them and find out everything we can do for these individuals. And like you said, the solutions. For every problem, they have the solutions, and when they have the solutions, they turn it around, and that's what's going to be good for our city. Thank you.
Madison.
So, for instance, if you have some kids that are struggling, and I need 20 lawns cut, okay? Does that, to me, that's what I didn't like to do when I was not supposed to be doing what I was supposed to do. So I got to cut a lot of lawns. Does that, something like that play into it, that we could, you work together, any business?
It could.
Any business that, and again, I don't know if it runs into labor laws. I don't know any of these things you run into, but the young folks or folks need hands-on work, as far as I'm concerned. I just, and so didn't know if any of, I got some grass to cut if you got some guys want to cut it, and some lawn mowers. So I'm just think about it.
Yeah, and it could, and that's what we do with agencies and individuals that want to volunteer services and times. We sit down and we come up with a strategy to utilize what's going to be, how can we best utilize that in order to assist these young people. So that's why I say it's kind of a systematic process. Nothing's off the table as long as we can communicate and collaborate.
And the other thing was that if they had a question about gangbanging, all you got to do is show them big guns right there, and you shouldn't have any. I was in the gym a long time ago when I saw this guy, and I've seen him recently, and he can handle himself very well in that situation.
I'm okay.
Councilman Saunders and then Councilman Hood.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Just to be clear, Mr. Davis, the mowing the lawn kind of work, it is for a fee, right?
Yeah, good point.
Yes.
Okay.
We try to work that. As I said, we can adjust anything, and with some communication and a little time, we can come up with a strategy that's going to fit everybody, and that's kind of what we've been doing since day one. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support, and I thank everyone here for allowing me to do what I do and allow my passion to move forward and create these programs and hire these people, these young people. I call y'all young people, y'all older than me. Yeah. So I really thank you.
Councilman Hood.
Yeah, I just want to commend you all first and foremost for everything. I've had the absolute pleasure of building a brotherhood with Chad, David, and Curtis, and Shakiva is my true sister. So the thing is, although it's work, what I've understood with these people are they're community first. Mm-hmm. So, and they've been that. And for you to put this conglomerate together is some amazing work is about to transpire. I'm just humbly and I thank you.
Just call me Phil Jackson.
Councilman Buckner, then Councilman Vogler.
Yeah, so many times we talk about partnerships, and Mr. David, you spoke on it as well. Anytime we can engage a community, we're all winning. We all win in that situation, and you have done a magnificent job, and I look forward to seeing what you and your new staff are going to do for our city. When you engage a power such as a community and getting community involved, as the mayor always comments, partnerships, 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 man, we can't be stopped. Thank you guys so much.
Councilman Buckner, we'll take more people from Martinsville out to Vista and Henry. Tell it to the councilman over there. Send them all this way.
Well, I'm just saying. He ain't here by accident.
Councilman Vogler.
Mayor, I just wanted to say that I hope the landscaping company that handles Madison's properties isn't watching the meeting tonight, because apparently he's trying to replace him. So.
Well, Robert, I want to say, you heard all the council members and your bosses. I want to talk to your bosses for a second, to Ken and Earl. Every time I'm with you all speak very highly of Robert and what he's doing, and your entire staff. I just want to thank you all, because the support to Ken and Earl, and I'll just close with this. There's been a lot been put into youth this year, a lot. We don't advertise and celebrate ourselves enough with the partnerships, as Councilman Buckner stated, with the School System Institute. People are copying and doing what we're doing, and now it's in Pennsylvania County, which is great. So I want to thank you all we talk about the school's about to get out soon. People say there's nothing to do for our youth. There's a lot to do for our youth. There's a lot, and council, thank you for focusing on our young people, because that is huge. And so I want to thank you both. The last thing I want to say to you two is, when your employees come here with new T-shirts on, most of the time they bring council members some. So I'll just leave that with you all. Thank you all again so much for being here tonight. So Robert, don't you worry about it, Robert. I'm talking to your bosses. But thank you all so much, and to the team that's behind you. I can see greater things. I hope you all come back. We want to hear more, see you more in the community. I'm just excited for what you're going to do. And again, to those parents, kids, school is ready to get out real soon. And if you need some help with that young person, male or female, Robert is very sincere and very serious about it. 434-250-8480. And he means what he said. If you call him, he is coming, and you have our support. And when you need us to go with you, you know we'll go. We'll go.
All just a phone
Thank
call
you so
away.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Under communications, any citizens who desire to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward at this time. Any citizen who desire to speak on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward at this time. On the consent agenda, council, what's your pleasure? Councilman Vogler.
Yes, Mayor, I move we adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Hold on, I think we got someone who wants to speak. Good evening, sir. Are you speaking on an item that's not on the agenda, or you want to speak on something on the consent agenda? Good evening to you. First, give your name and your address for the record, please, and good evening.
My name is Joseph Carbone, 351 Hawthorne Drive, Danville, Virginia. I have provided this for the, I want to provide this to the council members. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I don't want to have a lot of ground.
Thank you. Thank you.
I stood before this council here about 3 years ago when they were considering the approval for the outdoor music venue at Two Witches on 205 Trade Street. And I don't know if any of you remember, I played a tape of the music that we were listening to across the river from Buffalo Wild Wings. And I expressed my concern that if the council approved the open amphitheater without appropriate sound barriers or sound constraints to control the sound, that I'd be back. Well, I'm back. You see the old, the proposal, the article, the venue description, and in the next section, the current structure. It's aesthetically pleasing. I can't disagree. It's a nice looking structure, but as you page through the pictures, you see that it is exactly what they pitched, an open amphitheater with a roof, a covering, and a stage. Aesthetically pleasing, but acoustically a nightmare. The music radiates in a 360-degree radius, and there's no control or direction of the music. I put in the next section because I remember last time with respect to the live music schedule, a lot of people asked me about, my concerns regarding, let's say, the Blue Park music. And they have sometimes the festival in the park and so forth and so on, or maybe even the GW band. I consider those individual events finite, concise. They're out there, okay, they make music, they have noise, I hear it, okay. That's part of the community. The reason I put this schedule in is because I wanted you to see that they're talking about every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and every other week, Thursday, through December. So this is not a one-off. This is a chronic noise control issue. With respect to the current noise problem, it stems from, again, I took a picture from Google Maps, the proximity of the neighborhood to the venue. Last time I talked about how the river acts as a sound amplifier. I won't go into that, the physics behind it. Quite frankly, I don't even think I remember what it was, but I do have another recording This time it's from Two Witches, and this time it was from Sunday at around 2 or 3 p.m. I actually called Councilman Miller and asked him to come by and see. He went by, he talked to them about reducing the sound. This is after they had reduced the sound. Let's see if I can get it played. There's traffic. It's a bad recording because it's only from the iPhone. This is not an acoustical microphone. He's a little pitchy on the last note, but I'm no Simon Cowell. Anyway, I brought to you also in that section the noise ordinance from the Danville City, because Dr. Miller and I were talking about decibels, and it came to my attention, it made my consideration that excessive noise is defined as any source, any sound of such nature as to interfere with the peace, comfort, and convenience of any person. The affected person must not be in or at the same place where the sound is being emanated. There's nothing that has to do with decibels in the city council ordinance. I don't have anything that can record decibels. I just have an iPhone, and you can clearly hear that the music is emanating in our direction. I actually took the opportunity on Monday to go around the neighborhood and see if anybody else has concerns regarding the sound. So you'll see a petition where 14 households signed the petition, and this is not individual citizens, these are households in the Maple Lane and Hawthorne Drive area. I specifically told them that I'm not interested in eliminating the music. I'm interested in containing and directing the music toward the customers at the venue that have paid to hear that music. I haven't paid to hear the music. Quite honestly, I'd rather not hear the music. I can't eliminate it, but I'd like to offer the suggestion that it be contained and directed. Certainly, there's enough people who have signed the petition to initiate an investigation of the complaint, but before we do that, the last section is a proposed remedy. Again, contain and direct the sound. I kind of suggested that we have to consider soundproofing or putting absorptive or reflective sound material around the stage, behind and on the sides, no air gaps between the roof or the walls. And I would suggest to the council that they help direct the owners to not just put up plywood and styrofoam mattress bedding, that it be professional grade, absorptive and reflective sound material and professionally installed. And I also took the opportunity to find some soundproofing companies in Virginia and the surrounding area to conclude my presentation. That's it.
Thank you so much. You did a great presentation. City Manager, Deputy City Manager, we're going to put this in your hands. I was going to ask the question, but instead of me asking the question, has anyone met with the owners? I'll just put that in you all's hands, and maybe some kind of way we can have a sit down with the owners, and maybe we can put something together and partner and try to resolve this. Dr. Miller.
Yeah, I did go by Sunday to the venue, and maybe the music was a bit loud in the venue, but I did talk to the owners, and they did have the sound turned down. So I think,
But that recording was with.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're probably willing to work with you because they
Okay,
were willing to turn the sound down just with the ask.
I think that, like Councilman Buckner mentioned earlier, I think this requires a partnership.
No, I agree.
And
I will say to the council, I did go by to the owners and I expressed my concern. They were courteous. I wouldn't say that they were rude, but rather dismissive. Kind of like, I don't have to do it. I'm within my legal parameters, and no. So,
Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was looking at page 5 from the back, from the very back, and going backward. Thank you. Very back, going backwards, goal, contain direct sounds, and you have 4 bullet points.
Yes.
And as the manager and the staff will look at this, I don't know about our noise ordinance, but I guess if any adjustment need to be made, he'll bring that to the city council's attention, I would imagine. It seems to me, Mr. Mayor, that the gentleman is really trying to be cooperative, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for referring to our staff, and I hope that we can really work this out. And if that call for some noise ordinance changes, maybe we can consider that as well.
I agree with you, and the well-put-together presentation speaks volumes. You did a really good job putting this together. So I'm just going to put it in you all's hand, and you can bring a report back to council, and if there's anything that we need to do on it. Dr. Capone, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, the clerk is going to. Might have, yeah, there you go.
Next one.
There's an extra.
Say it again.
Clark stated that the clerk will need a copy of the presentation, and you have mine here if you need.
I had an extra.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Several of the people who signed the petition were concerned about, retaliation about businesses and so forth and so on. I come here having been kind of vilified on Facebook the last time I came. So if you could keep the names on the petition confidential, that would be helpful.
Well, I tell you, if you want these back.
No, I mean, you can refer to them.
Because I agree with you. I think, again, Councilman Saunders says this to council all the time. What we have here, Stacey, is very important because there are names on here, as you stated, but the city manager and the city's deputy city manager will handle this. And I would really encourage council, please let's not let this get out, please. Councilman Saunders.
Mr. Mayor, could we ask our attorney on this, because
Yes.
once we receive the public documents, well, I guess we can give it back, but I think we need some guidance from our lawyer.
I agree. Speaking to your microphone. Let me make sure his mic is on. Is his mic on? Because I don't know if your mic is on. Check again.
Check.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's
So
say it
what I
again.
was saying is if it's in the city's possession and somebody asks for it, they can get it. So it might be more judicious to hand it back to Dr. Carbone.
I agree with you.
Just to keep those names confidential.
I agree with you. Dr. Cabone. Clark,
If I may, Clark?
what happened, Clark, if he takes that page out?
Yeah, that's my question.
That would solve it as long as he takes it with him.
Yeah, Dr. Cabone, what we're going to do is we're going to give you this, and you take that page out. Let him take it out, Council. Let him take it out.
I'll do it right in the back as we.
And
Sorry. There's some things in here that I would love to
understand.
read over and
I'll let you take that page. Councilman Campbell. Thank you.
Mr. City Manager, isn't there a sound audience decimal that, I thought this was discussed one time?
I don't want to get into it right now. I really don't. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I don't want to get into it right now because I don't want things to be misconstrued by the public. So let
right,
them
Mr.
do their
Mayor.
due diligence, which is a good question. You all do your due diligence. I don't want to talk about it right now because it's, like stated, this is, no. Thank you, Dr. Cabone. Anyone else? We're still in communications. Anyone else who would like to communicate on this agenda item may come forward at this time. Anyone? We're still in communications. Anyone who would like to communicate on any item that's not on the agenda may come forward at this time. Back to you, Councilman Vogler, for the consent agenda.
Yes, Mayor, I move we adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Second by Councilman Whittle. Discussion of the motion. Madam Clerk, if you'll call the roll, please.
Mr. Buckner?
Aye.
Reverend Hammond? Mr. Hood?
Aye.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller?
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle?
Aye.
Under old business, consideration of approving the fiscal year 2022 Danville School Board budget. Councilman Mayo.
Sorry, Mayor.
Councilman Buckner.
Go ahead.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve a resolution approving the budget of the school board of the city of Danville fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2022.
Second by Councilman Mayo for final adoption. Any discussion of the motion? Dr. Miller and then Councilman Saunders.
Yeah, I just like the school superintendent to come up. I just want to clarify something that's been said. And want you to know I'm in favor of the school budget.
Dr. Harrison, good evening, Dr. Harrison.
Yeah, there'd been concern, the track, several members of the council expressed we're pouring $3 million into a track, and we want to make sure this is a top-notch, first-rate track, and there'd been concern that, you get a track and it's not a certified track, so you have an AAU meet or a state tournament, and somebody sets a state record, and then they disavow it because it's not a certified track. So I talked to her about that, and I just want you to tell people what you told me, that we'd be sure it is a certified track, and if if it's an official meet, the records that are set there will be official.
Absolutely, and so right now the final plans are in the hands of one of the architects, and it will be approved by the Virginia High School League before we do any type of bidding or anything like that. So yes, we plan. It has an 8-lane feature. All of the field events will be held at the school at the appropriate size. Former track coach, so I'm well aware of the importance of having all the things in place. There's some drainage concerns that have come up that have been mitigated, and we plan to address all those areas there.
Are we getting input from our current track coach, who's an AAU coach as well?
Actually met with him personally. Yes,
excellent.
We did, and once we know where we are with the funding, i.e. tonight, we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. We'll meet further with the track coach, who happens
Thank
to be
you. I just wanted to
legendary.
get that clear and out there.
Thank you. Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dr. Harrison, just so you know, when Vice Mayor Miller was in school, he was a track star. So he knows about these events, okay? And Mr. Mayor, just want to make an observation. I've been here a few years now, and we've had a lot going on with pandemics and so on and so forth. This has to be, from my experience, one of the smoothest budget process in a long, long time.
Sir.
And I'd like to commend our city manager and all of his staff, and Dr. Harrison and her staff as well, for this smooth budget process. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I shared with Councilman Mayo and Councilman Hood. They had a smooth budget process this time. Councilman Vogler.
Yeah, Dr. Harrison, thank you for being here tonight and for the job that you've done so far, having to just dive right into very unusual and unprecedented circumstances that everyone has been going through, particularly, this school year. And also I want to pass along my thanks to all the teachers and staff for everything they've done over the last year. I know you and I have spoken before, but, I have a son who is in Danville Public Schools at the elementary school, and it's been a great year, especially considering the circumstances. I did just have a question, and I don't know if you're able to answer it tonight, but just to kind of get it out there a little bit ahead of time as we're wrapping up this school year, as we head into the next. Certainly with the way that the year had to go with changes and to make everything safe and all that, students and probably hardest maybe on the youngest students of having to stay in the one classroom. Of course, they're wearing masks all day long. But even when they get outside on the playground, they can't play on the playground, and they've had to do these kind of things for a while. Do you anticipate when they come back in the fall that they'll be able to, at least when they're outside, be kids, and play tag and do the kind of things? Because I can tell you as a parent, and I'm sure this is shared by parents who've got young children, it's my son's been a good sport about it all, but it's really kind of upset him here lately. He wants to be a kid, he wants to play with his friends and do all that, and they can't do it, which, again, I understand why, but as things are opening up for everybody else, kids are getting kind of, they're the last ones to still have to do a lot of the things. So I just wonder, do you already kind of know, are y'all planning for getting more back to normal, for lack of a better phrase?
Yes, sir, and thank you for this opportunity and your support. Yes, sir, we're planning for a 5-day school week, face-to-face, 5 days per week. Part of our budget includes 60-plus teachers from our CARES dollars, our ESSER funds, to reduce class sizes from 14 to 18 students. So that will help our teachers have a more traditional setting for movement. We anticipate eating in the cafeteria again and having supervised sessions in the cafeteria and allowing our children to go outside. We hope that some of our students take the vaccine. That is coming up, as published for Saturday, so we already have students who are lining up to take the vaccine. So we really look forward to getting back to what we know is normal.
Thank you. That'll be welcome news to my little man at home. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Dr. Harrison, I think what Councilman Vogler was trying to say is his son is tired of playing with him. Councilman Campbell.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Dr. Harrison. Brief question. Virtual learning, do you see that has been an advantage or disadvantage for our kids?
I believe our children need to be in school face-to-face. However, I cannot discount the number of students who've been successful with virtual learning. To date, initially we had 1,300 students registered to return to virtual, but as things get better, we have a lot of those students who want to be face-to-face. So right now we're just under 1,000 students, and as I look at their transcripts and we're trying to make sure we make the right choices, some of them have been very, very successful. So this more than likely will be a way of educating students and offering choice. We feel that most of our students benefit from face-to-face, but the reality is some have been very successful.
Councilman Mayo and then Councilman Saunders.
To piggyback off Councilman Campbell, Dr. Harrison, and you're doing a tremendous job, and I want to commend you for that. But what's been your toughest task with virtual that you can say it's been a tough road?
Keeping the kids engaged.
Yeah.
We are very fortunate in the city of Danville to have access. So many of my colleagues do not have the access. So our children have the access. It's keeping them engaged. And to be honest, keeping the high school students from going to work and trying to do Zoom classes, while they're at work. So we are fortunate, and want to thank you all for your support. You haven't voted yet, but on the budget, because I do want to say you'll see some additional, or you have already, some highlights are the additional social workers, the additional support staff, because we're going to really have to work to re-engage our children. And so we feel that these staff members will stay on top of children and get them, but that's been the toughest, is keeping them engaged.
Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a question for Dr. Harrison, and I'll ask our Vice Mayor to also comment if he chooses to do so. I'm hearing so many guidelines in terms of the mask, no mask, the federal guidelines. Each state can make their own decision. The governor can make decision. The school board make decision. Whose guidelines do you follow with regards to the COVID mandate, CDC mandate?
So the governor has mandates. His mandates are interpreted by the superintendent of instruction, Dr. Lane. And at this time, we have a mask mandate for schools through May 28th. On May 28th, we will get further guidance. But at this time, Dr. Lane, through the governor's mandate, we are continuing with the mask requirement.
Okay, and that's indoor and outdoor?
Yes, sir, for schools, yes. And some of the capacity guidelines will be lifted, restrictions will be lifted after May 28th. But that's the date that we're waiting for next steps. We have seen in other states there'll be a voluntary compliance, but right now all of our staff and students are, and basically it's just to ensure that we encourage everyone to get the vaccination during that time.
I'm always proud of the way that you're always prepared.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all that. Dr. Miller, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I assume you can't mandate that the children get the vaccination, but as the age goes down, I think it's down to 12 years old now, and it'll probably go even lower as studies. So, once the majority of children get the vaccination, the masks may not become so essential.
But we'll do things. We have desk shields. We'll have desk shields, and we'll have continue to have those safety precautions. But right now, through May 28th, we'll continue with the same precautions that we've had, and that gives the Public Instruction Office time to really develop next steps.
And I was also impressed by the answer she gave me earlier. I asked about the social workers and the literacy workers. You know, before we've had budgeted for lots and lots of social workers we never could recruit, but she tells me she's already recruited them, and that's you know, so what's in the budget's what we get.
Yeah, and if I might, Mayor Jones, I want to just just remind everyone that, you know, this budget does include a 5% raise over the biennium, 3.5% raise this year for everyone. It includes 5 additional social workers, 3 behavioral specialists to work with our mental health counselors. We have 4 mental health counselors to have reduced class sizes. I also just want to remind everyone of the literacy specialist, 1 in every elementary and middle school. It's really important that we invest in early literacy, ensuring our children read on grade level. So we're hiring experts to coach teachers and ensure we do what we need to do. So we're very excited, and very excited about the dollars that have been invested in our maintenance department. So we are working hard and finding good people.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Harrison, as you can tell, you'll see probably in the next few minutes when the vote takes place that you have council's full support. And thank you so much for what you're doing. You've been hitting the ground running ever since you've been in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure working with Mr. Larkin and Mr. Reynolds as well on this
Thank you so
process.
much. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Reverend Campbell.
Aye.
Mr. Hood.
Aye.
Mayor Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Mayo.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Saunders.
Aye.
Mr. Vogler.
Aye.
Mr. Whittle.
Aye.
Mr. Buckner.
Aye.
On item B, consideration of approval of the budget for the city of Danville, the capital and special projects plan for the budget appropriation ordinance. Councilman Buckner.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve a resolution approving the budgets of the various funds of the city of Danville for the fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2022. Final adoption.
Second by Councilman Campbell. Discussion of the motion. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mr. Hood.
Aye.
Mayor Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Mayo.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Saunders.
Aye.
Mr. Vogler.
Aye.
Mr. Whittle. Mr. Buckner.
Aye.
Reverend Campbell.
Aye.
A resolution approving the fiscal year 2020 capital. Council, what's your pleasure? Councilman Buckner.
Mayor, I'd also like to make a recommendation that we approve a resolution approving the fiscal year 2022 capital and special projects plan for the city of Danville, Virginia. Final adoption.
Second by Councilman Mayo. Discussion of the motion. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mayor Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Mayo.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Saunders.
Aye.
Mr. Vogler.
Aye.
Mr. Whittle. Mr. Buckner.
Aye.
Reverend Campbell.
Aye.
Mr. Hood.
Councilman Buckner.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the budget appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year 2022. Final adoption.
Second by Councilman Whittle. Discussion of the motion. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mr. Mayo.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Miller.
Aye.
Mr. Saunders.
Aye.
Mr. Vogler.
Aye.
Mr. Whittle.
Aye.
Mr. Buckner.
Aye.
Reverend Campbell.
Aye.
Mr. Hood.
Aye.
Mayor Jones.
Aye. Council, put your seatbelts on. We have some happy, sad news. You see the city manager at the podium. Get ready, council. Yes, this is right after the budget. We have some happy, sad news. To you.
I'd like to invite our budget director, Cynthia Thompson, to come up if she wouldn't mind, please. So it is happy, sad news. Happy, I hope, for Cynthia, but sad for us. Cynthia has announced that she is going to retire.
Did you hear that? Say it again, Dr. Miller.
No.
Go ahead.
So it doesn't sound like they want to accept it. But,
they don't have to vote on it.
They don't have to vote. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all don't get a vote. But she has told me earlier, a few weeks ago, that she wanted to retire at the end of this year, or close to the end of this year. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to express how much I appreciate working with Cynthia over the past several years. I've been with the city for 8 years, so I've worked with her for 8 years, some as deputy city manager, some as city manager, and it's been a great pleasure to work with Cynthia. She's just, a wealth of knowledge, 32 years experience with the city, 22 as budget director, and each budget year she makes sure that we're all prepared, that the city council has the information they need. If there are questions, she's either can answer it right away or gets the information, provides the answers at the next work session. If I have questions or concerns, she's able to address them. She's just an absolute whiz when it comes to the budget, and I really have appreciated working with her, and it's been such a great pleasure. And I just wanted to have this opportunity to give you recognition for that.
Thank you.
We're going to stand and give you the ovation.
I want to say that, the past 32 years have been really 32 of the best years I've ever had. I love the city. I have enjoyed working here. And I have to say, I give a lot of the appreciation to our city manager. He's great to work with. Our departments are incredible. They make me look good. They really do. They have always been responsive to me, and they're always right there. If I say, I need something by today, they get to work on it. And so I really appreciate all the city employees that I've been able to work with. And I appreciate you. And I want to thank Sherman, because several years ago, he gave me some very wise advice. Yeah. And I want to thank you, because it was really great. So thank you.
Councilman Buckner.
Thank you so much. You'll be truly missed. As Ken says, you are a wealth of knowledge, and you always bring it to us, whether we want to hear it or not. You bring it to us, and you bring us the truth. That's right. So I appreciate it. Congratulations, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. You will certainly be missed by us all, that's for sure.
I'm not really going anywhere. I've told Ken that I will be available to work through this next budget year.
Don't do that.
You should have volunteered that. Make sure that the transition to the person that comes in behind me is smooth, and that they have everything that they need. So
thank you so much.
For a consulting fee, I presume.
Councilman Campbell.
We wouldn't do it otherwise.
I really do appreciate your services. There have been times in reference to the budget that has been difficult in moving forward. These last few years have just been outstanding. It's just been exceptional. And I just can imagine behind the scenes some of the work and your staff that we just appreciate you. Most definitely you will be missed. I just want to say thank you for your services.
Councilman Mayo.
Haven't had a chance to meet you like I want to, but congratulations. And 32 years, yes, you well deserved that. And whatever Councilman Saunders told you, I'm glad you took his advice, because he's always right, but I don't want to give him that credit yet.
Councilman Vogler.
Cynthia, thank you. I've had the pleasure, I guess, of working through 9 budget processes with you, and I'm just always amazed by the level of detail and everything that you bring to us, and you answered every question I ever had, and the questions that everybody on council had, and some of the nights in the budget sessions we had a lot of questions. I think back to the Mayor Gilstrap days when we were in there till about midnight or so, and you were there for every step of it. So
Cynthia, try to hold your face straight.
As I said, a lot of questions were always, but no, thank you so much, and congratulations. Thank you.
No, I'm going to save the wise one for last, Sherman. So Madison.
Cynthia, it's for every budget that we've done, you're going out on the best one.
you're right.
Dr. Miller?
Can I still vote no? No, she just, the first time I heard a budget and it was presented, she takes this complex budget and manipulates it and reduces it down to council budget 101, simplifies it for us so we understand. And that's hard to do. And that's the mark of a good teacher. Can make it so we understood, or at least we thought we understood what we were voting for. So thank you for all you've done. Thank you.
Brian.
New kid on the block, I am so humbly thankful to be able to meet you and to be able to have you present us with such an understandable breakdown. You almost break it down for us in layman terms, and that's truly appreciated. We appreciate your services. Thank you so much.
Councilman Saunders.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If someone would pass Mr. Michael Atkins a box of tissues, please, so he can dry his eyes, I think he'll be okay. Cynthia, I tell you, we're very, very proud of you. As most people know, I've been here now 23 years. and I look at all of the awards that the city receives each year for its budget presentation, and look at your work, and you gave your department head so many compliments, as well as our manager. So we really are going to miss you. We love you, and we want you to know that you make one of the best bologna sandwiches in Danville. But don't tell Dr. Miller.
Earl? Anything, Earl?
Government finance and budgeting is not what you would get in a typical accounting class. It and give it to you, so you can chew on it. You can digest it. And she's been very kind to me. She's been very gentle, and I want to thank her.
Councilman, oh, I'm sorry, Clark. I thought you look like a councilman with the mess on Clark.
Cynthia became the budget director the year after I came to work here. And I can tell you for a fact that the city attorney's office budget would never have arrived on your desk were it not for her patience, particularly in the early years teaching me how to do a budget, because I came in as lawyers don't do math well, and I am famous across City Hall for saying I was told there would be no math. So I appreciate everything you've done and look forward to hearing about all your escapades and travels and your retirement, and we'll see you. Don't be a stranger. You know where we are.
Sue?
And I'll miss my neighbor. She's right next to me.
Cynthia, I have the pleasure of meeting with all of the former mayors. Probably, with Sherman, we meet about maybe twice a year, former mayors. Sure. And every time John comes to the meeting, I think about you and John. As they say. So yesterday, Linwood was telling me, he said, Alonzo, you gotta, Sherman, he was telling me out there at Lighthouse, he said, sometimes you have a long meeting. And he said, sometimes you got to have one, at least one, until 2:30 in the morning. I respect him, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it speaks volumes of what you've done. And I will say this, you and I have, when I became mayor, we laugh because I'm like, Earl, some of the stuff that I'm not even going to try to know it, but you do such a great job. And I will say something that you said that has helped me. Sherman also told me something. We got to get together. Sherman told me something I've never forgotten. And I would share it, but I don't want nobody to have it but me. But I think you might know what I'm talking about.
We'll have a talk later, and we'll share.
Because I've never forgotten it. And when you get upset, you get feeling a certain kind of way, it comes back in my head. I said, remember what he said. So we appreciate what you're doing.
Very wise.
I didn't want to give this to you now because you're not leaving until November, but so we'll give you these flowers, and I hope you enjoy them. Thank you. Thank you.
Very much.
City manager has another introduction for council. He has some more happy news. There's a new young lady who I won't take his thunder from him. So Taylor, we're going to ask you to join the city manager. You come up, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the pleasure of introducing Taylor Shelton. She's an intern with the city manager's office this year. She took the initiative to send me an email a few months ago and inquire about having an internship in the city, and my first response is, well, we don't really have any internships, but I'll be happy to talk. And we had a great conversation. She sent me her resume, had an interview, and I got some help with the HR department and setting up an internship for the year for the city manager's office. And I appreciate Taylor being here and helping us out with some important projects. The most important project that she'll be working on this year is in conjunction with our Economic Development Department. She started that work today. A few months ago or a few weeks ago, it was brought to our attention by Councilman Vogler that we should look at some programs for potential programs to help the less occupied commercial areas throughout the city. And so we've been talking.
Okay, wait. because you went too fast. You know how he likes his name called. Who gave you that advice?
Councilman Vogler.
Okay.
I sat up in a chair for a second, Mayor. I thought
Brought it up at a meeting. He would like for us to investigate starting up a program to help incentivize some of our businesses in our commercial areas that aren't as occupied as some of our other commercial areas. So, of course, staff always discuss whenever a council member has an idea about how we're going to implement that idea and bring it back to you for consideration later on. And in this case, we wanted to make sure we had good data. So the economic development team came up with a process where somebody could go out into the field, document all the commercial buildings in the city, take a picture, answer a few questions. It feeds right into a database. Our IT department, our economic development team worked with our IT department to develop a program that Taylor is able to use, enter all that information in. And we're not exactly sure how long it's going to take to get all the information. We think it's going to take a while, but once it's all together, we'll have a lot of data, and we'll be able to use that to formulate a program that makes sense for our community. And so I just wanted to introduce Taylor to the group and let her know she'll be she'll be here up on the fourth floor, but mostly actually out in the field. The mayor has been so nice to be able to offer his office to Taylor for the summer, so she's working out of the mayor's office literally, and I see that they color coordinated today, so I really like that. But Taylor, if you want to say anything, you're welcome.
I'd just like to thank everybody for the opportunity. I understand that this project I'm working on is very important, and I'm excited to give back to the community.
Taylor, if you ever get frustrated, and you will, do not blame it on the city manager or the deputy city manager. Look at my eyes. I'm going to show you who to blame it on.
You're welcome. That, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Taylor. Let's welcome Taylor, please.
Well said.
Under appointments, Dr. Miller.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, my apologies, but June's a lengthy appointment month.
Okay.
The Committee on Appointments met, and here are the following recommendations. For the Airport Commission, reappoint Jesse Barksdale, William Allgood, and Philip Hall. Dan River, ASAP, appoint Johnny West. DCC Board, Sheila Baines. Danville CPMT, Tammy Warren, and Demetrius Cruz. Danville Development Council, reappoint R.J. Lackey. Commission on Architectural Review, we didn't have an appointment this time. We'll come up with it by the next meeting. Danville Pennsylvania Community Service Board, reappoint Shelby Irving. Danville Utility Commission, reappoint Anna Kotzman and appoint new appointment Stephen Merricks. Institute for Advanced Learning and Research, appoint Mark Holland. Social Services Advisory Board, reappoint Taquan Graves. And Transportation Advisory Board, reappoint Alexis Earhart.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Campbell. Discussion of the motion?
Just the report.
Just the report? Okay, good. No vote on that. Thank you, Dr. Miller. Under new business, review of general funds. Good evening, sir.
Everyone. In your packet this evening, you should find the financial results for the general fund through the end of April. That's our 10th month of the fiscal year, or 83% through our fiscal year. I don't have a lot of new information to share about April results. I do have a few things, some positive comments that I'll share with you that have come to light in the last couple of weeks. Revenues are performing as expected. Real estate and personal property tax bills went out the first week of May, and those are due June 7th. So in the next couple of reports, I'll be able to comment on our collection progress for property taxes. As I've mentioned in previous month, interest earnings are operating under budget. That's because rates are so low, they're near zero at this time. We did budget for a drop in interest rates, so the deficit from our budget should not be too material. I'm thinking around $250,000 at the end of the year, but we have some things that will cover that. The good news under our local consumer taxes, sales tax. As you know, we've experienced quite a surge in sales tax, probably mostly from online purchases being taxed now consistently. However, the payment that we received last week, which represents sales tax from March retail sales, was over $1 million for that 1 month. Now, that's only happened one other time in our history, and that was back in February when we received our December retail sales from the holiday season. So a very good sign of our consumer confidence.
I got a question. So if it's online, if we're getting the money in online, does it go to the state and then they send it to us, or go ahead?
All retail sales tax goes to the state first, and then the state sends us our share.
Internet tax?
Yes.
Okay.
Same there. So again, that's a good sign with consumer confidence. I think that's also a result of the stimulus money that was deployed by the federal government at that time in March as well. Currently, at the end of May, we will be about $105,000 over budget in sales tax. We typically collect, on average, about $845,000 a month. So by the end of this fiscal year, we'll be close to $1 million over on our budget for sales tax revenue. Meals tax also showed a nice rebound for the month of April. We received nearly $900,000 for that 1 month alone. That brings us right at 82.5% of budget. And again, we're 83% through the year, and we're at 82.5% of budget. So meals tax has rebounded nicely. I think we'll find ourselves very close to our budgeted number by the end of the fiscal year. And I'll remind you that that budget was established before COVID was a known issue for us. Lodging taxes have rebounded some. They will probably not meet budget. We're at 74% of budget at the end of April. So I think we'll probably fall short around $150,000. But again, when you see how much overage we're going to have in sales tax, that's going to take care of any of these underperforming items that I've mentioned. On the expenditure side, our departmental expenses are at 76% of budget, so tracking behind our 83% of the fiscal year, which is kind of where we want to be. Non-departmental expenses, which basically includes debt service and our group health insurance. Debt service, of course, we know what that is from year to year, so that's tracking well with budget. Group health has been right on budget up until this point. It did creep above budget just a little bit this past month. We're at 88%. However, we are nearing the end of the fiscal year, so that can't go but so far over these last 2 months, so I don't have any real concerns there. Unassigned fund balance at the end of April was about $680,000 over where we were last year at the end of April. So I am hopeful that even though we budgeted to use some fund balance, that the use of it will be minimal if it occurs at all. So if we stay on this track, I feel pretty good about that. So any questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Great job. Under item B, consideration of approving the transfer of real property from ID8 at 500 Main Street. Council, what's your pleasure? Councilman Campbell.
Mr. Mayor, I move for adopting a resolution approving and authorizing the acceptance of real property identified as parcel 22901 from Industrial Development Authorities of Danville, Virginia to the city of Danville, Virginia.
Second by Councilman Buckler. Discussion of the motion.
Yes, sir. That's the home sign lot in downtown, and I think the IDA has, it may not say in the materials, is transferring that to the city on the condition that if commercial or industrial use is needed in the future, that the city will transfer it back to them so that it can become an income producer again.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Saunders?
Aye.
Mr. Vogler?
Aye.
Mr. Whittle? Mr. Buckner?
Aye.
Reverend Campbell?
Aye.
Mr. Hood?
Aye.
Mayor Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Mayo?
Aye.
Tommy, come up. You've been out canvassing with the community. You got some numbers today? Give us the numbers that you all have today. He's been out canvassing with the Vaccinate team. What do the numbers look like?
As of today, through the Danville Health Department from Dr. Spearman, Danville, with one dose, we've had 15,355. Fully vaccinated has been 12,374. Pittsylvania County, one dose, 22,340. Fully dosed, 18,366.
Good, very good. Thank you.
So
Thank you for what you
we're working really hard, and we hired more outreach workers today to get out so we can get some more vaccinated.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep doing the good work. Under Communications, City Manager.
I have nothing this evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy City Manager. Thank you. City Attorney.
Nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. City Clerk.
Thanks, sir.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Saunders?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to recognize the interim president at Danville Community College, Dr. Muriel Mickles. She's from Lynchburg, Central Virginia Community College. She's filling in for Dr. Gil Power, who I think did an excellent job, and we're certainly going to be wishing her well. And I can tell you that Dr. Muriel will do an excellent job here in the city of Danville. So education will continue to improve in our city with our new superintendent and Avery universities and other universities as well. Also, last Saturday, I attended an event, a gala. The Danville Museum had a gala. It was on the roof of the B Hotel overlooking the Pocket Park. It was a wonderful event. You had about 75 to 100 people there. I know Councilman Vogler and Councilman Hood, myself, and some others were at the event. And looking at the direction of the museum in our city, everybody is coming together for the good of our city. And I want to thank the board of directors and thank all of the staff members who work at the museum, and they are doing a great job. And I also would like to thank Mr. Tommy Bennett for all that you do. By my number, 27,000, and that's over 50% of our city's population, and I think that's good as well. So, Mr. Mayor, I thank you, and finally, I'd like to thank the city manager, the deputy city manager, and all city employees for what you do every day, and most especially our law enforcement officers. Thank you, and your families as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Councilman Saunders is absolutely correct. It was a wonderful event Saturday on the roof of the B, and they had a number of speakers who got up and spoke at various points, and Rick Barker gave a speech that I thought was phenomenal. He kind of went back and really reeled off all the things that have happened just in the last 10 years, I guess, and it was great to hear those things, but again, to think about where we're going to go in the next 10, and so it's just a very exciting time for our city. The only thing I wanted to talk about real quick tonight is to let folks know that Youth League Baseball in the city of Danville, our Parks and Rec is taking that on now, and they've got sign-ups going on right now. If you have a child between the age of 5 and 13, of course they're going to break it up into different age groups, but sign-ups between ages of 5 and 13, you can go to playdanvilleva.com and find out more information. But look, all sports, I'm a big believer in youth sports and what they do for folks, but and we do a great job with basketball, football, soccer, and on and on and on, but I truly believe it's time to build baseball back up in the city of Danville. You know, I don't know if everyone got to see or hear the news, but GW didn't even field a baseball team this year, which to me is sad, and so for a number of reasons, but it also tells me, too, that we've got to build it back up at the young level, starting 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And so I'm glad Parks and Rec is taking this on. And folks, you know, they ask me, they say, well, what happened to Little League? And where's youth baseball and all that? Well, here it is. And they're trying to do it, and they're trying to make it happen. So you got to sign up. You got to participate. So playdanvilleva.com, and they've got more information. But between the ages of 5 and 13, it doesn't have to be super serious. Just go out and have fun. It's baseball. So, you know, I would encourage folks, get your child signed up and enjoy the game. And you'll see me out there, my child, and we love it. But I think it's so important to keep our young people active, especially in the summer months. So sign your child up for baseball. PlayDanvilleVA.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Whittle?
Yeah, just briefly, the city of Danville and Pennsylvania County lost a really good man today. Mr. Roger Gillespie passed away. Many of you guys know Roger was the president of Virginia Bank and Trust for many years and one heck of a BMW race car driver. He'll be greatly missed, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Like to thank all of our staff and all the new businesses, and the ribbon cuttings that have been happening in this area lately are just mind-boggling. So let's keep up the good momentum that we've got, and congratulations to all the new businesses in the area, the expansions of current businesses, and it's just a testament of the hard work that our staff does for us, and one department, economic development, working with everybody in the city, everybody in the whole city government, not to mention the city itself, to push our city forward, and we really appreciate it, and our hats off to you guys. You're doing a fabulous job. Like to remind everybody of the Bridge Street Food Truck Rodeo, which is happening June 5th all day long. And Dr. Miller will be there with healthy options that we have coming for you, Dr. Miller, and look forward to seeing everybody out. It's always a great time, a good time for the whole city to unite and come together and just have a great time. Thank you.
Will they have the lobster rolls?
Yes.
Oh, those are to die for.
That's not healthy, Doc.
No,
But it's
please don't start this debate. We passed the budget. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Reverend Campbell?
Yes, thank you so much. I want to speak about Caesar Entertainment and about contracts. One of the things I have been concerned about in reference to Danville moving forward is that there will be more opportunities available for minorities. On May 25th, 2021, from 2 to 4 p.m., there's a webinar at www.eventbrite.com, EVNTBRITE, in which they will be explaining the process that citizens will be able to apply for the contracts that will be going on in reference to the building of Caesar Palace. The concern is that if you're not certified, there's a process of you becoming certified. And I think this is most important for our community, that in prosperity, as Danville grows and moves forward, that is shared with all areas of the community. And Caesar has made clear to me that they want to have 25% of contracts to go to minorities. So this is an opportunity for those who are interested. Is Eventbrite, EVNTBRITE.com, May 25th, 2021, from 2 to 4 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, Ken, will we be posting something about this? Because I got it too, I've registered already. Can we get something out there?
We could certainly, I bet Mark Aaron probably is on top of it and
Fantastic.
can add it to the comment section at least at the end of this. Or
Sounds good. Thank you. Good. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
And I would say this, to Councilman Campbell's point, I registered, and it's really simple to register. It really is.
And as you know, this has been one of my major concerns in reference to Danville moving forward. And I'm just not saying this, I'm very serious that prosperity is here and greater prosperity is coming. A lot of citizens, I'm sure, have called you about the process, myself and others in the community. This is a golden opportunity. Don't miss it. This is a golden opportunity for businesses to be developed, and for those who want to be in business, this is a great opportunity. Be certified.
And it's easy. To register, I can't say it enough to Councilman Campbell's point. When I went to register, it was simple, very simple. City Manager.
We were just bragging on our Economic Development Department. Corey was texting me, telling me that on our Facebook page, our Economic Development Facebook page, there's an invitation for people to sign up. So if people want to look at that, the Office of Economic Development for Danville, Virginia, they can find a link to where they can sign up. It's my understanding that 25% is the minimum that they'd like, not the maximum, not the target, but the hope is to have that as a
Well, I'm just appreciative that Caesar Entertainment is doing this. And because it just blows my mind about this process. And I just hope that our citizens who want to be moving forward, not just to have a job, but to be contractors, and to hopefully that we have minority manufactories that can be developed in future things and spin-offs. So it's important for us to expand our social circles, expand our talents, and engage. This is a new day. And I say once again that prosperity is supposed to be shared to all areas of our community. And if this is done right, this is one good way of reducing crime. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Madam Clerk.
I want to first give a special thanks to our citizens for staying the course, expressing concerns and being supportive of the process and progress. I want to make sure all of us keep each other lifted. That's all city employees, essential workers, first responders, and just citizens alike, to stay uplifted. And I also want to acknowledge and give a special shout out and thanks to our mental health professionals. Our mental health is vital. Our mental health is key, especially in these times, and to see ourselves curve. We need to stay uplifted, but just definitely give a shout out to mental health professionals for helping us throughout.
Mr. Mayo?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Just piggyback off on what Councilman Saunders with welcoming our new interim president, Dr. Mickles. Had a chance to talk to her today. She's a really energetic woman that's had a lot of experience in the area, and we're looking forward to working with her. And definitely, Dr. Gil Powell will definitely be missed. We all really supported her throughout her time, and she will definitely be one that we want to definitely commend for the work that she does and has done. Community Action Awareness Day will be this Friday in Chatham from 11 to 7 p.m. Those of you who don't have anything to do and can come out and support Pennsylvania County Community Action for all they have done. It's located in the county, but they've done a lot in the city. And if you're looking right across the aisle at someone who was very inspirational in running community action, I want everybody to get out and enjoy the festivities that they're having. We're going to have a good time on that. Thank you.
Yeah, just to piggyback on Larry Campbell said, Caesars from the beginning, one thing that impressed many of us is they promised minority involvement, and their casinos in Baltimore, for instance, has over 40% minority employees, and they promised, and so far they've been good for their word. Piggybacking off the school budget, this fall, the citizens of Danville, not the council, but the citizens of Danville will vote on a referendum, a 1-cent sales tax. The General Assembly passed this in certain localities, including Pennsylvania County and Danville, and can vote on a 1-cent sales tax, not food, excludes medicines, but the 1 cent will go explicitly for school constructions, which we are in dire need for. So this fall, when the referendum comes there, please, please consider voting for it. And again, it's the citizens that will decide. And finally, Memorial Day is May 31st, and I hesitate to say Happy Memorial Day because it's not a time for happiness. It's a memory of those people who died in the service to our country. And many of you have family or friends know people who have died serving our country. So celebrate, but celebrate with honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Cabone, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. Your report, it could have been done a different way. It could have been a person that come before council angrily, but that's not what you did tonight. You came to council and you brought an excellent report, and you just, the way you did it, and I just want to commend you for that. It means a lot. City staff, I look forward to you all working with Dr. Cabone in regards to that. Also to the school board, our superintendent and school board members, this has been one of the best budgets that we've ever had into the city staff. One of the things I try to not to do as mayor is try not to hold too many meetings, because sometimes when you have those meetings, things come up from the past. But Dr. Harrison, those two-on-two and one-on-one meetings that you had with city council, it worked. And I hope that's the route that we're going in the near future, because there was a lot of questions that council members got to ask. There was a lot of presentations, and if we noticed through this budget process, it flowed just smoothly because you gave them exactly what they needed. And I want to thank you and the school board for that. City staff, Cynthia, you're not leaving until November, but Michael, all of the city staff stand. I have you all do this, and I know you hate when I do this, but I think I'm in the mayor. I can ask you all to stand again. Stand. Look at Michael. Stand. Thank you all so much, because Corey and city council members, thank you. City council, we have been to ribbon cuttings. We have been, Brian Hood, you're doing great work in the community. You just didn't get on city council and stop working. The stuff that you're doing in the community, Councilman Vogler, keep those ideas rolling. Appreciate what council is doing. So it's a great time. And I'll just close on what Councilman Hood stated. He stated Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's so important that we just be kind, cordial to one another, because you never know what the person next to you is going through. And Councilman Hood, I thank you for that. Sometimes we look at people and they're smiling on the outside and they got on a nice suit and a nice dress and a nice smile, but we don't know what's behind that smile. So please, let's continue to support one another, let's continue to partner with one another, and thank you all so much for you. On that note, this meeting is adjourned.